Espinoza and David Carter, and then on deck, Larry Smith and George Rodriguez. And if you would, state your name for the record. And Maria, we'll begin with you, if I may.
Yes, good morning. My name is Maria Espinoza. I am National Director and co-founder of the Remembrance Project. We honor and remember Americans who've been killed by illegal aliens. I do want to reiterate Mr. Dan Goldbatch's question as to why Senator Lucio is not in the room. And if he is committed to something else, then that's fine. Otherwise, I would really request his presence here, because what we have to say is very, very important, and it just looks bad when we come up here, we take time, we volunteer our time to come up here and testify, and he's paid by our tax dollars. Yes, we're his employers, so I just want to reiterate that.
He is the chair of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee, and it is meeting at the same time, so he was here for about the first 30 minutes.
Then he's excused.
And all of the senators have that same challenge of...
Understand that, and we can go right down the line here, and I'm not saying anything to you, but we all took vacation time or not paid time and taken our little nickels and put them out there, so I've got to get started.
Well, and I won't hold your... just please be brief, and I'll go ahead and I'll suspend the timing, because I've already taken about a minute of your two, so if you would go ahead and provide your testimony, Maria.
Yes, sir. I am for SB1252, and it's very important not only to Texans but also our directors nationwide. We have people who are very, very eager in East Coast, West Coast, northern, southern border states, eager to watch what's taking place here, because we believe this is our last hope for the rule of law and for civility in our country. So there's a lot of pressure on this committee as this bill moves forward. We are all watching for that, so that the Texas can stop what I call, and what many people across the country are calling, pattern of abuse by our government. As you can see by Mr. Goldbatch, that is one family's testimony, the pattern of abuse of the government, the federal government, and even our local agencies not protecting and cooperating with citizens. We've lost too many people, and when we talk about the money aspect, Texas alone spent over $12 billion, that's billion with the B, on illegal aliens in 2013. We cannot afford it. We cannot afford to secure our borders. And I have been to the Texas, Southern, Arizona, and New Mexico borders as well, and I've seen firsthand. I've spoken to dozens of family members who's, just like Mr. Goldbatch's family here, has lost a loved one all unnecessarily, permanently separated from their loved one through no fault, absolutely no fault of their own. We are American citizens. We have had enough. This message is coming from families all across the country. There is a higher responsibility on Texas as being the gateway. We have to protect Americans, and our federal government is not doing this, not protecting Americans, not protecting the taxpayers. In fact, it's quite the opposite. If you are an American citizen, you have to take the back seat. You get in line, and you might not even get serviced. The pattern of abuse extends into our court systems all across the country. But we are connecting the dots with the Remembrance Project and bringing this information. This is valuable information that we can't get the microphone unless we come here like this, individually going speaking. It takes a lot of time to do that. We have court systems that lie to our families so that they do not attend a hearing and be heard. This is wrong. Those people should be prosecuted who do this. We have family members who are having to go through a trial, and then 8 years later, the illegal alien gets a new trial because that judge is not so pro-American. So I beg you to help push this Senate Bill 1252 through in order to stop the pattern of abuse upon America's citizenry. There are also so many stories that I can go into. How much time do I have?
Would you go ahead and give us your closing thought? And then
yes, my closing thought, Chairman, is we have a higher duty as Texans. We have to step up to that responsibility. If we do not, then we are over as a civil country, as civil people, as Christians, and we have to tell Mexico to be a good neighbor. I have asked the Mexican consulate in different states to come on radio with us and tell the American people that you do not aid and abet illegal aliens and that you do want to be a good citizen. They have not accepted my invitation. Same with the Filipino consulate. This is how bad it is. If Texas does not do something now, where will this America be? Because we are the beacon of freedom in the entire world. So I thank you for your time.
Welcome. Thank you. Senator Hall, questions for...
I too thank you, and like I said earlier, I would like to get a very large audience to hear what your experience has been in dealing with families all across this country that have lost members to criminal illegal aliens. But tell me, what do you think? You deal with a lot of them. What do they think? What is your feeling about how or why this is occurring?
Yes, it's very obvious to them. Every single one of them says it's due to the very open border, the unsecure borders that we have here in the United States, plus its lack of upholding current laws, and also the unlawfulness of certain policies like sanctuary city policies, in addition to, we're doing everything, just opening the door for them, welcoming them in with these social benefits. Tax income credits where illegal aliens will receive $20,000 to $30,000. And my great uncle, who fought in World War II, had his little pension docked $40 of a fixed income. These are American citizens who have worked their lives for this and fought for this country. And here we give non-citizens who sneak into a country, into our back door, we have a front door, and demand social benefits. That is why we have so many illegal aliens here. If we didn't make it so lucrative for them, they would not come here. And the employers who hire these illegal aliens over an American, and that is wrong.
What about any discussions you've had at the national level, the federal government? Have you talked to any of the people in the administration or in Congress?
Yes, sir, Senator Hall. That is why the word here is urgency. The urgency for Texas to pass SB 1252, because I have sat across the table to the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson, asking him to secure the borders in order to save lives, like Mrs. Sullivan up in Iowa, who was killed by an illegal alien who traveled through Texas, through Houston to Iowa, raped and killed, beat to death, a 93-year-old woman. I relay that story and also the story of the young lady I'm wearing today, the T-shirt, Felicia Ruiz, stabbed over 39 times. The killer is still loose in Venezuela, able to raise a family and 2 daughters of his own to this day. What did the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, whose sole purpose is to secure the homeland, he said, I am not here to be interrogated by you. This, a messenger from the families, directly from the mouths of these families to the top cop, and he has this to say. So it is more important that we pass SB 1252, and we will get support nationwide for this bill.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. God bless you.
Good work.
Mrs. Morales, thank you.